This is the story of Raymond Patterson, guitar player, band member, studio musician. This is the account of his life and his experiences in his own words, in his own perspective.
Yeah, my name is Raymond Patterson. I'm a guitar player. I started playing in the 60s, early 60s, late 50s, early 60s. I didn't have a guitar. I used to go over to my friend Leroy Palmer's house. He had a Fender a Stratocaster. God bless him because he's gone now. And so I was supposed to be the bass player in the band. But then I started picking up his guitar and playing. He looked at me one day. He said, "Have you ever played a guitar before?" I said, "No. This is the first time I ever had one in my hand." And he said, "Well, I suggest you buy one." It was Leroy Palmer that told I was going to buy a bass. It was Leroy Palmer said, "I suggest that you buy a guitar." So I bought a guitar and I started playing that. And then, studying. My grandmother, God bless her, she got me a guitar teacher, a white cat named Ed Carroll. He was a bad dude. He was a bad guitar player. It was bad. He played with all the brothers. It was bad. So he gave me some lessons before he just one day disappeared without a trace. Didn't leave no telephone number, no address for his mama, no his daddy, no grandmama, they never, to this day, they don't know even where he is. He walked out the door, left his guitar and amp with his wife. And that was it. He was gone. But he taught me, and I was glad to have him. It was a blessing to have him to teach me guitar. And then I just studied and practiced. Ended up playing in the 60s. Started playing professionally in 1963 in nightclubs, 63, 64. Started playing in nightclubs. We had to have the bass player's father drive us around. Nobody, we were too young. They didn't, we had to have a grown up with us. So the bass player's father, he took us to the gigs, took us to the gigs, set up the equipment, and we helped him set up. But he was working for Lafayette. And Lionel Richie and the Commodores show up. They were in college at Tuskegee, Alabama. Nobody knew who they was. They were out. They drove all the way from Alabama to Palisade Amusement Park, Fort Lee, New Jersey, across from New York, the George Washington Bridge, to do this concert. Lionel Richie wasn't even singing then. He was playing alto saxophone. Their first hit record, when I say that to people, they say, "Oh, that's Just to Be Close to You." Oh, that's no. It's called Let's Dance, and it's an instrumental. Lionel wasn't singing on their first hit record. And I talked with Lionel. I sat there and talked with Lionel. As soon as they finished, they went and you get a voucher to go to Nathan's and get a hot dog or hamburger and French fries. So they was getting, get there something to eat. And we talked to Lionel. He said, "We got to drive all the way back Saturday night and Sunday so we can go to school on Monday at Tuskegee, Alabama." But their first hit record was called Let's Dance. It was an instrumental. Lionel wasn't singing. That's when I met Lionel Richie. It was in the 60s. Now, Palisades Amusement Park, everybody went there from New York, New Jersey, everything. It was a lot of fun. At one time, there was a lot of racism in America. But Palisades Amusement Park got out of it. Black people weren't even allowed to go in the pool. But they got rid of that. So everybody was allowed to go in the pool. That was over. That was it. Now, when the 80s came, all the equipment, I was in a band called Smoke. SMOK, with 2 dots over the O. And that's Scandinavian. It was Scandinavian. And it's a long O, not a minor O, capital O. Smoke, with 2 dots over the O. And all the equipment got stolen. Somebody stole the van, so we're out of work and everything. I'm just doing whatever I have to survive. And a friend of mine named George Middleton, he was in the band with us that got all the equipment got stolen. George, we were trying to keep the band alive. We became writers. We started writing material. We tried to get a writer's contract, a producer's contract. Not just an artist contract, but a writer and production contract. We were writers. We wrote original material. And if we could have got a contract, we'd have brought the band back, but it didn't happen. So everybody had to, fend for themselves. And then George gives me a call and tells me he got me a gig with the original Blues Brothers, Sam and Dave. The movie, The Blues Brothers, had just came out with Belushi and Aykroyd. John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd. I get a phone call. Man, Sam and Dave on the road. You want to go on the road? I said, do an old man need soft shoes? Do a porcupine shit on a flat rock? I want a gig. So he said, yeah, be ready so-and-so next week, whatever day, and we'll come pick you up. I was with the original Blues Brothers, Sam and Dave, who did Hold On, I'm Coming. I'm a soul man. When something is wrong with my baby, something is wrong with me. You got me humming. Yeah, I take what I want. Those were the tunes. There were some bad tunes by them brothers back in them days. Them was the one that made the South jump, that made black people get crazy. Those Sam and Dave, those are the tunes Sam and Dave made. You got me humming. Yeah, I take what I want. I'm a bad go-getter, yeah. That was it. That was that. And we traveled. I was with them from 1981 to 1989. Traveled all over the country. When they say, oh, beautiful, for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountains. I seen the purple mountains. I seen them with my own eyes. I was asleep in the van, and we traveling all over the country. Something said, wake up, Raymond. I woke up, and I saw the purple mountain. I said, Lord, have mercy. Everything in that national anthem, I saw it. Traveling from New York to California, from Canada down to Texas. I saw it, all that. Whatever was sung in America the Beautiful, I saw it. The amber waves of grain. I saw everything. Traveled with them, played all over the country with the Blues Brothers. And then they broke up. And Sam and Dave had separate bands. So Sam wasn't working. Dave was working, living in Patterson. And he called me up and said, man, I got a brand new band, man. You want to go on the road? Yeah. Yeah, I want to go on the road. I'm broke. I ain't got no money. I ain't got no gig. I need to work. So we went on the road again. I went on the road with the Sam and Dave Review. Now, people don't know this about Sam and Dave. Before Sam and Dave got famous, it was Sam and Sam. Sam Moore and Sam Daniels. Sam Daniels didn't see a future in the music business. So he joined the army. He joined the military. And that's when Dave went and got Sam Moore. That's when Sam went and got Dave Prater, and they became the famous Sam and Dave. But Sam Daniels, the original Sam and Sam Moore, Sam didn't see that. He couldn't see that they was going to be. Nobody can see that. This is a crapshoot. When you get in the music game, it's a crapshoot. It's like throwing dice. It's like being in a casino. You don't know if you're going to win or lose. You're taking a shot. Every artist out here is taking a shot. When you sign up and say you want to be an artist, you gambling with your life. Nobody knows they're going to make it. It's a random thing. Now, you can do all kind of things to enhance your chances of making it in the music business. But it's still a crapshoot. It is a random chance thing to be famous. So in the 80s, I was with them for that time. And I played with a lot of R&B bands under them. I played with Mary Wells at Motown. I backed her up on the road. I backed up Carla and Rufus Thomas. I backed up Stax Atlantic artists. What was that? I'm old. Okay. Well, I was Stax Atlantic and backed up artists and backed up artists as we were on tour with Sam and Dave. There are acts that go out on tour without a band. They hope wherever they get, they can find a band that knows that material. That's, you know, they don't want to carry a band and pay for hotels and food and all that. So what they do is they go to, if there's a artist that has a band at the concert or the festival, they will rent that band to play for them at the concert, in outdoor concert and festival. You get a lot of work with that. I got a lot of work doing that, traveling, and you know, and Chuck Berry is, I met Chuck Berry, one of the creative kings of rock and roll, Chuck Berry. Bo Diddley. Yeah, Bo Diddley. Kings of rock and roll, the creators of the new rock and roll. And I never met Little Richard, and that Little Richard, that crazy. You know, Little Richard, Little Richard is crazy. You know, he'll tell anybody to kiss his ass. When hip hop came in, I wanted to play it. And because we played in a jazz club, and we were in Harlem called Count Basie's. Miles Davis was playing there the week before we did. And when we went to talk to the owner about the gig, he said, y'all got the gig, you don't have to worry about it. But I got something to tell you. All the true jazz cats don't want you to play here. He said, y'all don't play true jazz, you play a hybrid of jazz and R&B and funk. I said, yeah, it is. It is a hybrid. We play jazz, R&B, and funk. So they didn't want us to play there. But the owner of the club said one thing I never forget. It's all black music. It's all black music. I never forgot that. So when hip hop came in, I remember what he said. It's all black music. But musicians, real musicians who played instruments didn't think hip hop was real music because there was nobody playing instruments. It was just a DJ, a record player, speakers, and a rapper. So they said that wasn't music. That was not real. But at the same time, I saw it for what it was. Because I played for one of the first hip hop artists. And out of the Bronx, DJ Hollywood. I played for him. It was the 70s. It was in the 70s I played for DJ Hollywood. He gone now too. God rest his soul. His line was in his rap, and when I die, and when I go, I'm going to take my hi-fi in stereo. The pioneers of hip-hop. I played with him in the Bronx. So we didn't know what it was. He said, when he came up, his manager came up and said, I want you to play for this guy. I said, oh, he sang, he danced, he played instruments. He said, no. I said, what do you do? So everybody came over and said, what do you do? He said, well, I'll tell you what you do. I'll let you talk to him. So he came over to, he said, my name is DJ Hollywood, and I rap. So we looked at him, we said, I don't know what that is. We didn't know what it was. So we said, so he see us looking at him like, well, what is that? So he said, here's what you do. You play that last tune you went off on. I said, that's our theme song. He said, yeah, play your theme song and let me rap over it. So I said, oh, that's simple as that. Okay. And so we played that tune. It was funky. It was funky. Yes, it was. It was funky donkey. And we played it, and he said, he went through his tune, you know, his DJ thing. He rapped, and then the last line, I'll never forget. When I die and when I go, I'm going to take my hi-fi in stereo. God rest his soul. But that was my introduction in the 70s to hip hop in the Bronx. Then when the 90s came and hip hop was now going mainstream, I wanted to play it. I wanted to be on hip hop. Because I saw all them look like they was making money. I wanted to make money too, so, Plus, it was a black thing. It was a black thing. It was black music, and I wanted to be in that number. This was a black thing, straight up black thing. And I hope I can say it like this. Maybe the brother may not want me to say it, but I have to say it. When I got to that first rap session, recording session, the brother looked at me and said, "Play some shit." And I played. I loved it. I love hip hop. I love it. Yeah, I played for Redhead Kingpin, DJ Hollywood. I'm on Motown. I played for Terrell Hicks. She was in the movie The Bronx Tale. Johnny Gill, Brandy. She was at Motown. Brandy. I'm on all their albums. I'm on a bunch of. I'm on so many. I don't even know what albums I'm on. I don't even know because you just do the sessions. You don't worry about who's there. You get paid and you go off. I just want to say too, they still owe me money, but a lot of money. But that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be in hip hop, and at one time I was the oldest cat in hip hop.